morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Real coffee again this morning. Okay. One of the viewers commented and said that he thought that this little wheel that we have to paint on the side here should actually be dark. He suggested a couple of different paints. I thought I had the Tamiya X10. I think that was one of the ones he suggested. But also mentioned was the NATO black. I've got the NATO black, so I'm just going to paint it black. I think it'll look more realistic, although maybe it won't show up as much as if I was to paint it the silver. For some reason, the seat has to be silver. Maybe it had been chromed, on the real submarine. Maybe what I could do is try and dig out those pictures that somebody had sent that actually showed somebody sitting on on the seat. But hey, I can't waste too much time here. I'm way too far behind already. Also suggested again was using the use of red lights. And I was remembering that I think it was Martin that sent a bunch of LEDs, and one of them did. I believe the red one. Yeah, was it the red one that didn't work? One of the LEDs didn't work. Maybe it was the green one, but I think the red one works. And if not, then I did experiment around with painting using clear red on the LEDs I've got, and that seemed to work as long as you didn't turn the brightness up too much. And I was thinking maybe add a third one in behind. Whoops. Don't go breaking these now after all that work. Like a bull in a china shop. Okay, here we go. If we're going to have something going down in here, and I was thinking maybe put the LED in behind, so you don't actually see the LED itself. All you see is the red glow in behind. That might be kind of interesting. It's a thought. When I'm clumsy like that, I feel like reshooting the whole scene, but hey, it is what it is, and I am who I am. What else was I going to talk about? Well, I guess that's just about it. It's only minus 2.5 outside. Today might be a good day to go out to the bike box and try and get the camera system thing that I had here with the voltage meter on it. I might do that. So I might quit a little bit early today. I'm lucky it hasn't snowed for about 4 days. So I was going to mention something else here this morning, but I forgot what it was right now. I'll think of it, I guess, as we go along. Let's just sort of get into it here. We'll recompose. We'll get the camera down on the model table and paint the seat, paint the ladder with the silver, paint the wheel with the NATO black, and get going. Okay, a few moments ago I did re-stir this with the paint stirrer, and I think I've got everything set up here that if I keep it right above this dot and about the same height as this thing, at least that's the plan, it should remain in focus. Now I sometimes have a tendency to get a little bit carried away here, and I moved my parts in and out of focus, so you'll have to bear with me. I'll do the best I can. We'll zoom in a bit, and right now that ladder should be in the center of the field of view. Now what I did here was, probably about half an hour ago, I took and I dipped this ladder down into my isopropyl, and then I I tried to get any, what you might call, this doesn't seem to be, my brush doesn't seem to be soft. I guess I forgot to work the bristles. Okay, let's just try and quickly get this done here. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to sort of flood it on just to make sure that it's covered. I don't know what the shrink wrapping ability is of this, if there is any. And I'll touch up where the alligator clip is holding on to a little bit later. Okay, now the other side, much the same way. For something like this is where our friend Gabe would be able to do a really nice job, because he's used to painting small stuff with a small brush. Might be a little bit thick right there. I think that once that's dry, it's going to be fairly acceptable. Yeah, I think it's going to be all right. Okay, now I'm holding the brush in my mouth, so if my talking sounds a little bit funny, that's why. Now the seat, I was not able to clean with the isopropyl. It's been painted anyway. So remember we sprayed it. So I'm just going to try not to get any. Do the underside of the seat first. I am not able to hold this so that you can see it. I'm sorry about that. And my hand is getting in the way here. Let's try it like that. Okay. Just check the monitor. I can't keep my hand out of the way. Come on, Ron. Stop being such a klutz. Okay, I think you can still see the seat. Alrighty, that's all I'm going to do on it. That's going to have to do. And okay, next we'll do the wheel. I'm just going to do a color change. I have just mixed this up, and it's pretty thinned. This goes back to, I think, the Bismarck build. I guess I was using this in the airbrush. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered thinning it. We'll be using our smallest brush here. However, looking in the monitor just now, I'm realizing that we're still a long ways away from this wheel, so I think I'm going to put the macro lens on and move right in. At least that's the plan. So in the meantime, while I'm recomposing here, I better put the lid back on so we don't end up with a very large deposit of NATO black on our green cloth. Okay, just let me reset up here. You know, I'm always kind of disappointed at how crude everything looks when we put the macro lens in and move right in. Okay, we're going to try and paint our wheel here now. And I'm not going to even try to get the underside of the wheel. When we are viewing this wheel, we will be viewing it from this direction here. We will see this leading edge of it and this leading edge of it, and of course maybe a little bit on the top. We're not going to see the back anyway. Okay, let's try not to get this on anything else. Oh my, this paint is thin. Okay, I don't think I dare try to get it any closer right here. If I try to go underneath a little bit, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to end up getting it onto the cylinder part. Now this piece over here, I'm probably going to do it off camera, but I'm going to paint it black as well. Although, mind you, it is in behind. We're not really going to see that. But I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, I was talking earlier about, incorporating red LEDs. And what I did was I took an ordinary LED like this one right here, and I dipped it into the clear red. I believe this one was dipped in twice. I'm noticing that some of the red seems to have come off it, at least on the top. So it's going to be, white light is going to be coming out of the top of it. Now, I think I'm going to go on Amazon and just see if I can't get a bunch of just red ones that are properly, that are properly wired, I guess you'd call it, to produce a red light. Okay, let's just slowly increase our voltage here, and I'll show you that if we don't get it too bright, it's actually believable. Let me zoom in a bit. Yeah, it's too bad that the paint came off the top of it. Maybe we'll just turn it down just a little bit here. Let's try and plug that. Yeah, that's sort of believable, isn't it? Anyway, that's the idea. And I did paint this thing. And I painted the foot pegs as well. Okay, let's continue on here. I think I should consider drilling another hole in this part here for a red light. At least that's what I'm thinking about. The LED on the left is the one we just tried out. I dipped it again, so it's had, I think, 3 coats now. And then I took, what do we got there? 2, 4, 6, 7 more. And I might not have to get them from Amazon. I discovered sort of a new way of doing it. I think what I was doing before is when I was dipping the LED into the clear red, then I was maybe putting it like this, holding it in this direction. And I should have left it hanging down. And that way the paint will run down and be thicker on the end where I was having a bit of a problem with the light coming out. It seems that these LEDs are brightest off of the end, not off of the sides. So we want to, have most of the paint there, or at least red paint. So we're just going to try that. I'm going to let these dry now and dip them maybe 2 or 3 more times, and then we'll test them out. But that won't be today because we got to let it dry in between coats. And I don't know how long that's going to be. I can't remember how long it takes this clear red to dry. Hello, Missy. Hello, Missy. Welcome. You coming? Are you coming? Well, let's see what we can do here. Okay. Okay. Let's fix your collar. Morning, Max.
Morning, Rod. Your bike box is open.
Yeah, I know. I thought I'd take the bike for a spin.
Oh, good.
No, I'm rigging up that voltage meter so I can monitor the battery voltage from inside the house.
Well, she has a good appetite this morning. Yesterday she was throwing up.
She was. Wonder if she ate something on the road.
No, her stomach was empty. She hadn't eaten anything since it was all bile.
Oh. Is that why you didn't come by with her yesterday at noon? Yeah, I saw you coming back and I thought, okay, Missy's going to be here any second. And I waited, no, nothing. Next thing I knew, everybody disappeared. Everybody had disappeared, yeah. Okay, there you go, girls. Yes, there you go.
Back at the house, see Mommy, Chewbone.
Oh, that was a quick visit, Missy. It was a quick visit. Glad you came. Yeah. Come to say goodbye? Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, Rod.
Okay, we'll
I'll
see.
see you this afternoon.
You betcha. 3:30?
Yeah.
Bye, Missy. Okay, back to my bike box. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, now back to quickly finishing wiring up my apparatus that I'm rigging up in the bike box, and then we'll get back to the model table. I just got to make a couple of solder connections here, and Tennessee Jim, you'll recognize this. Okay, you can see here I've got it rigged up. It's not real clear. It's not, it's not 1080p or anything. At least I don't think it is. Anyway, the camera that I've had in the bike box for a couple of months is this one, obviously. And you can see here the apparatus that I was rigging up. It's sitting on the motorcycle seat there. And this is the display that this camera is actually reading. And it's nice and clear, and that was the main thing. I do have a trouble light here on. I'm just going to leave it on. It's just got a low wattage LED lamp light in it, so it's not going to use a whole lot of electricity. I'm just going to leave it on until it warms up in the springtime. And of course we'll take all of this stuff down because I'll be using the bike. Okay, I just wanted to show you what I've got going on here. I'm quite happy with this. This is nice and clear. I know this is working because it's going between 13.6 and 13.7. It may go down after a while. I don't know. I'll check it again tomorrow. I don't have this monitor on all the time. I just turn it on occasionally and look at it. There, 13.7. It's working. It seems like it's quite sensitive. So the main thing is that we keep the battery from freezing in the real cold weather. Now today's not a real cold day, but it's anyway, let's get back to the model table. Okay, quite a bit of time has passed here. Got a call from Max a while ago, and he's not feeling good, so he's not going to be coming for coffee at 3:30. And kind of wonder if he's coming down with what I had. I hope not. Okay, I have got the LEDs going here, because I got to try and figure out how am I going to black this out so that it's not seen. And I've got an idea for that. I am not going to drill holes in the back and behind, as I had planned, and put a red bulb, but I'll tell you what I am planning to do with the red bulbs. There may well have been red lights on the inside of this, but I don't know why there would need to be, except for if someone was to have opened the hatch at night, light would have emitted out of the hatch. Okay, that sort of makes sense. However, I'm pretty sure that in the area above this, in other words, where's my platform here? Okay, this area here where the gun is going to go, and so on. This area up here, they probably did have red lights. And I would think that in all likelihood, if they did have bulbs, they would have had them fairly low to the floor, so that, let me get this stuff here, so that the conning tower part right here would sort of hide it. At least I think that's probably the way they would have done it. That's what I would have done, but then, hey, I don't know how to build a submarine, obviously, right? Okay, so what I did here was I put a 220 ohm resistor in the line, just to sort of dim these down just a little bit so they're not so terribly bright. This is about the brilliance that I would want them. If you remember, I was talking about putting potentiometers on each and every bulb. Well, I still just might do that. So by putting the resistor in, it dumbs it down from the full voltage of 3.067 volts. You may as well call it 3 volts. Okay, and on this side, after it passes through the resistor, it's the voltage is dropped down to about a little over 2.5, which is just about right. And these potentiometers, as best I remember, they're about $1 a piece. They're not that expensive, and I think there's cheaper ones. I think I need about a 10,000 ohm, but that doesn't sound right. Maybe no, 1,000 ohm. Yeah, that makes more sense. Well, I'll measure it and I'll find out what I need. Okay, so here's what I've been thinking on this. I guess I can get this out of the way now. Okay, so when we glue this back down on here, this helps to hide a lot of the light coming up that we would normally see, but not all of it. So I'm just thinking that maybe after this is glued in place, let's see if I can just sort of wiggle it into place here. I think I got it the wrong way around. Okay, no wonder it's not going very good. Okay. Like I said, I don't know how to build a submarine. Okay, let's see if I can hold this. Now, if I was to get, you can see where the lights are now. I'm looking at the monitor, so I'm seeing what you're seeing. And I'm just sort of thinking if I was to poke some sort of putty in there carefully, or even blue tack, because blue tack does paint. It's fairly easy to poke in. I was thinking of the Tamiya putty, but maybe blue tack would be better. That would hide the glow that's coming off the top of the lights. At least that's my thinking right now. But first of all, we gotta get this piece glued back on, and get these wires fastened down so that we don't end up with metal fatigue at the connections and have it break off. So let's go ahead and do that. That should cure in about a minute. Now this is the back side. We're not going to be seeing that. Okay, I think it's probably safe to put a little bit of stress on these wires now. I don't think they're going to peel off of there, unless I was to pull them off. Now, maybe what I'll do is I'm going to do the same thing just at the top here where the connections are. Just a little bit. Maybe I should do it so you can see it. I won't put the Instaset on right away. These things are just barely low enough so that they're not going to catch on the bottom of that platform. I've already tested it. Okay, we'll just let that sort of settle down so that it's not any higher than it has to be. All right, I don't think I need to worry now about the wires breaking off from, twisting back and forth as I'm working with this thing. Okay, I'm going to try and use the monitor to help me see what I'm doing here, because I do want to let gravity be my friend. I suppose I could disconnect the battery, right? Oh, that's okay. Okay, now this is basically fitting down where it was before. At least it seems like it to me. Just let me check the monitor here. Okay, that feels just about right. That looks okay. I'm wondering what kind of glue. I was thinking of using the extra thin here to just sort of soften all the old glue that I've got. Military modeler Paul was reminding me that the reason this came apart so good is because it was a painted surface on a painted surface. We're probably going to have to try and maybe go inside with the little brush and touch up with the 388 or 336 or whatever it was. Okay, I think we're probably going to be able to get this to go together now. Well, let's see what happens. We had it before with the dry fit. We should be able to make it go a little easier actually with the wet fit. There we go. It's locked into place. Okay, it's down. It's down, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think it could go any lower even if the LEDs were not there. I'm just sort of working it back and forth to try and ooze the liquefied paint into all the cracks. Okay, what if I could set something heavy on the top right here? What have I got that's nice and heavy? Just to hold it down. I got that weight, but it weighs almost 5 pounds. I'll think of something. Okay, while I was working with it just now, I broke this clear piece loose, so we're going to have to re-glue that back on. So I may as well just take it off right now. That might be a blessing in disguise for doing touch-ups inside here. Maybe I should use some sort of a clamp. I'm going to have to take this off camera, folks. We'll look at it afterwards. Okay, what we've got here is the mother of all holder downers. I think if we leave this overnight now, I did rehydrate the connections, so I'm hoping it's gonna be okay, and that everything will line up when we go to put this part into this part here. yeah, I'm going to call it quits here for this afternoon, folks. I think we've probably done pretty good. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.